I can tell you I'm sure everybody has a COVID story, like COVID origin story, but
It's
I
like
do.
a superhero thing now.
My pivot, everybody had a pivot, right? So, for me, basically, so if we rewind like almost 2 years to March 2020, um, when COVID hit, we were a primarily live action production company, like,
Mhm.
well, 98% live action. And so I'm sure you guys would agree. Would you like that was a terrible month? Like that
Oh,
was
yeah.
devastating.
Yeah, the
Uh,
first month or two, I think the first 2 months, it was almost like it was just completely dead. Nothing was happening. Like more so before the pandemic for us, we were doing also a lot of event-based projects.
Mhm.
And as like you said, everyone had their pivot. And so for Dario and myself, it was kind of like leaning a little bit more away from the events, kind of focusing more on branding, corporate, and those types of projects.
Yeah, we started the year off really strong as well. Like I remember 2020, I was like, "Oh, finally, we're definitely not going to hit a plateau this year, that's for sure." And then it was just
yep,
like
because
we
I
had
started the
Well,
same
thank
time you
you.
guys did. Pretty much started the same time. No, I was 2017. You said you were 2015?
20
Yes.
2014, 2015. 2015 was like official,
Yeah,
uh, officially launched.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, oh my God, March to I would say middle of July was like the desert. There was
Yeah.
nothing in sight.
nothing, nothing. The desert. I agree. And like if we'll get real right away. But I was like really, it was hard. I felt really knocked down, like because I had worked so hard, and because I started in 2017, you know, 2017 was tough. Like, when you start a business, you're trying to figure stuff out. And like everyone says, like in your first year, you probably lose money, but in your second year, you break even. And then your third year, like hopefully you figured stuff out and you're turning a profit and stuff. And that
Mhm.
was me, like textbook. That's exactly what was happening with the company. I was figuring stuff out. Everything. I was like, I feel like I'm not faking it till I make it anymore. Like I actually know what I'm doing. And like I had some really good clients. Like I had some prestige clients and that I worked really hard to get. And so those couple of weeks when it felt like everything got canceled all at once. It felt
Yeah.
like everything I worked for, um, like was falling through my fingers. Like I just, it felt very dramatic because also like I have kids, so like my kids are home from school, and um my sister has her own business, and she had a gym. So between the two of us, we were laughing, kind of like dark humor, but like we couldn't have picked the two worst industries,
Yeah.
like except maybe restaurant. Those are like the two hardest hit industries, events and gyms. And so anyways, uh so then, like, I thought, well, okay, enough with the pity party. Like, after a little while, I was like, I'm gonna have to pivot. Like, have to pivot. Like, what's your pivot? Everyone kept saying that. And so I was thinking, okay, well, I've done mostly live action, but I have done some animation. And I mean, animation can be done from home, animation can be done remotely. And I do have a couple of examples of stuff I've done. I don't really understand animation, but I feel like that's got to be my pivot. Like, and so that's what I did. I just started business development. I just started networking. I just started asking friends, doing some work for free, doing some work just for cost. Like just I had some great friends that understood animation really well and helped me. Um, Carlos Darcy in particular, just really, really patiently worked with me to like he created a lot of the animation, but at such reasonable rates and stuff just to help me understand and get through. He was so patient. I didn't understand what I was asking him, and he was anyways. Had some good. You find out who your friends are a little bit.
Yeah.
uh,
Did you learn animation? Is that what you're saying? Or
no,
did
like I no, to this day I don't do
oh,
animation.
okay.
Produce animation, work with animation.
Right.
Is it that much different from live action? Because we've done a couple of animation projects. Like I guess, yeah, the animator does kind of guide you a lot through it. But was there something that was that you learned, like that you had to learn to be able to properly produce animated videos?
A little bit, like not as much as some, like not like I understood the production process, and I had worked on some animation projects before, but I mean, I just call it like I had to learn the language, like so I could
Yeah.
have conversations with animators. There's a lot of learning the language, and learning like things like pricing, like schedule, like how long things took to do, because I'm sure you guys would agree, like most clients want things quickly, like they always
Yeah.
want things like
Yeah.
yesterday. And so not to overpromise, like just understanding like how long each phase took. And also, yeah, understanding what I'm asking the animator to do. Like I can pitch something, and what I've learned since then is like sometimes they get mad at me. So they're like, why didn't you tell them you could do, like, that's so hard.
Yeah.
So, and now I know when I pitch stuff what's hard and what's not, and the value of. Anyways, so that's my COVID story. I
Yeah.
just, my pivot was to animation, and honestly, in the last 2 years, we've done a ton of anim. Now we're almost flipped around. Like
Oh
now
wow.
we're almost like 95% animation, 5% live action.